I'm being a little bit too overly critical right now, which is definitely kind of the gist and the point. And I've been, the crouchiness, I've been adjusting the same exact angle for like 20 minutes. It's preposterous. Salutations! How you do? Quite mad, me too. This is my best shirt of all time. I've had it since I was 5. Real deal, authentic Bartman, the one and only. So, still fits me kind of the same way. I'm a wee being, I'm just a wee being. Although reading these crazy journals, that's why I was being overly critical. I've just dug through too many memories today. And I couldn't even pick which ones, and there's too much I'm trying to tell you, and I can't even fit it into the time span, and everyone wants these munchy crunchy little TikTokers that they can just chew up in their giblets for whatever, less than a minute. That's beyond the point. Here we are, now, in the crouchiness, in my room. These stars on my eyes. You guys, did I forget the stars? Shut up, bitch. You did not forget the stars. Oh... What a bitch. You won't be mad. Now I'm fixated. Just wait. 1 1,000. 2 1,000. 3 1,000. 4 1,000. Oh, it's only like 4 1,000, you guys. I found this profound. I went spelunking through my childhood and junior high and high school. All of the madness, you guys. All of the oh boy. And these stars, I don't know how so many of them have managed to survive. Because I used to just load my eyes with these. Just loaded. Fully eye starred to go to the mall. It would be a whole thing. But in the depths of the deepness, there's a photograph. I'll get to it somewhere. It's in there. In the folds, there was a photograph of all of this spilling into the sink, and I made it this metaphor for the pink glitter of my soul in my life, and the stars, and you have to collect them all, or they will evade you. Anyway, that was worth it to me to run and grab that. All kinds of fun stuff. See, now where'd I put that? What am I, a crazy person? This is so wild. I had so much. Oh, I know what it is. Don't worry, guys. We'll get to all the show and tell. I promised you light bright. And here light bright be. For you and for me. The funnest of all the things. I just love you. Love you, LB. So good to me. The original. And bonus. So many things over here I want to show you, but this is an itty bitty little baby light bright. Can you even handle it? If it had cheeks, wouldn't you just pinch them? Itty bitty wee one. Put it up here so you can see it. I don't know where you can see it. There it is. There's just so much show and tell, guys. We're just diving into the depths of a lot here, so it's you know what I mean? It's just a lot to get into. It's I don't even know. You think I care, but I'm over there, or am I over here? Who are you anyway? Did I invite you? I have a lot of things that get me through, the tough bits, which are a lot of the bits. And I realized that going on a mission through my own being today, because I came away from it kind of sad. I was a bit bummed that I was even more bummed back then than I thought. And it's just so sad that I was so sad all the time. It doesn't even make sense. I just want to shake little me and be like, hey, little me, you're a bright little blondie pixie fairy thing, sprite of a flit. Just stop fixating on nitwits and nincompoops and a-holes and have some fun with your fairy self. That's what I wish I could say. But anyway, I dove all the way into it, guys, and a little bit was they say not suitable for work. It took me forever to I hate the abbreviations of modern society. NSFW, not suitable for work. I guess this is not suitable for pandemic. because it's depressing. Some of the stuff from my younger self, I was just like, I can't read that. That's going to bum people out too hardcore. This would be an example of something I wore in my hair. Still do. I made this. It's a trick riding dinosaur on an airplane. Just showing you things, telling you things. There is more depth to come, I swear. Gotta have your double pink pencils, trolls, and Cher from Clueless. Obviously. I love it all. I don't know. I love Marilyn back here. Gotta bring her to the front. Who didn't want to be Marilyn, right? So tragic, but so everything. Just living so full in the face there. I don't know, guys. I want you to eat it all up. I want you to have it all. Here's another shameless. They didn't ask me to advertise, but there is an Instagram lady called Kitschy Delish. I can't spell right now, but kitschy, like the 1950s are kitschy. Kitschy Delish. And she makes these amazing pins. Booby. I mean, come on. Come on. That's crazy greatness. There's like a little holographic TV over here. And so since we're going into like the depths of my younger soul, I had to, of course, tell you that this is a replica of the actual phone I had. As in, I lost the actual phone that was this, and then I found the exact same one in a thrift store like 2 years ago and was like, oh my god, Mom, I'm on the phone. Like, I was so happy to find it because it's the same one. Like, it had this same little pinkerdoo, pink smush, and this same gear network, and it made me joyous to come across it again. I did not feel the same about some of these younger me memories. I was like, child, are you okay? Dang. I need to talk to someone. Goodness gracious. I hope this still works. Huh. Nope, doesn't still work. Damn it. So much, guys. Show and or tell. Oh, this is a good one. I remember this chick being really bitchy to me because I approached her in Los Angeles and was like, how did you get that? How, what, where? Me, that's beautiful. And women don't know how to take compliments anywhere. And this is like Minnie being the same chick on the phone. But she was so mean to me. And, you know, just not lovely. I thought she was going to be lovely. But she's like, it's Betsy Johnson. Like, you should know. And then I found one for like nothing, like $20. And then this girl came into the place I used to work and had one. And I was like, nice bag, I have that one too. She's like, yeah, I found it for $100. Like, that was a deal. I was like, girl, got mine for 20 and it works. So you plug this into your cellular, and then you can fucking walk down the street talking to people on your bag. And it brings me joy. Like, that sort of thing. That was older me, like, pleasing 15-year-old me. But I'm a little tummy achy trying to dive into it with y'all, because I'm not gonna lie, I found some of myself, you know, the pieces of me. Oh, also, side note, hilarious, I meant to mention this at the beginning, but my mom saw kind of like the vibe I was going in for and started singing. Like, it was like, are you getting ready for your poetry? I said yes. And she's like, she is a super freak. She's super freaky, and we always want to come back for more. I was like, yeah, thank you, Mom. Thanks for noticing. This was the actual lunchbox I used to bring to junior high and some of high school until it broke. Oddities. Reptilica. Alive. You know, just the usual. This was an actual hair barrette I used to wear with the, like, 90s bracelet. Remember these? If you member, you member. If you know, you know. Stop trying to take the 90s from us. Exios. What's Elon Musk's baby? That's like the name for the next generation, is Muskie's baby. Anyway, I digress. Stop trying to take the 90s from us, though. But this little beat guy made that. This was my real live lipstick case. So you spring with me. Groovy. It's got a little check me out receptacle. One of the best plays I was ever in, I will talk of it frequently, was called Ultimate Beauty Bible. And one of the characters, not mine, but is talking about, they work for like a beauty magazine. And she's like, yeah, I got you this new lipstick. It starts off green or blue or whatever it is. And then you put it on and it fits to your mood and it reads exactly what you're feeling. It's like, I just love it because it's just about all the ways that women are sold so easily on crazy bullshit to better themselves, and they tear each other down often. So anyway, just Psychology 101. This was on my backpack, just a little dino friend, to get through the days. Found these two were in that lunchbox. Oh, hey, why did you abandon me at that party the other night? I don't know, because I don't really care. Oh, I still love you anyway, even though you got drunk and fucked my best friend and... Oh, yeah, I remember that. Anyway, found them. That's how it be. That's really how it is. Yeah. Just tattooed man, etc., etc. Love them. Oh, and the bed of nails dude. That's kind of how, like, pandemic feels. Anyway, and I would have these interchangeable little magnets. The thing is, I went through a lot of pain wanting to be Marilyn Monroe and the pretty girl and friends with the pretty girls and needing to be a pretty girl and please pick me as a pretty girl. And I actually found, I knew that these existed but hadn't seen them in a while, and I had these body kind of dissection notebooks that were like various terrifying clippings of magazines of, body parts of models that looked better than mine and these goals. And I had money tucked away in an envelope for like, tit surgery and laser vein surgery and all these other like really outlandishly scary things. And I don't know, I went through a lot of years, many phases of how awful everything was and how ugly I was, and it was so the opposite. And I wish time travel existed and I could just have a little chat with me. But anyway, Mr. Pickle over here is telling me I gotta get the show on the road. He's probably right. I just feel like there's so many more things I want to show you, but it's cool, guys. We'll do it again another time. This seems appropriate because I'm diving into school trauma. The Oops Eraser. And this says, spoil me. Nobody's perfect. And a dinosaur. I don't know why that just felt like a PSA that I needed to tell everyone who hasn't seen Clifford to see Clifford with Martin Short. Come on, people. Get on it. If you have not seen that movie, something very significant is missing from your life. Clifford, do it. This is a really good pin. My best friend gave it to me. I have it stuck into it's supposed to be like an anxiety squishy brain to help with anxiety. Anywho, I'll try to travel onward. Tally ho! I do have to put on this slap bracelet though, because it just feels appropriate to what's vibing here. We'll have this as like a little Valentine's precursor. Dude, Married at First Sight Australia just like tore me up. It really did. You should watch it. Anyway, don't know why I felt like telling you that. Tore it up. My emotions were wrecked. But yeah, I just wanted to come at you from my crouchy place, and it kind of lends itself to what I'm diving into, because I spent a lot of time in my bedroom like crouching like Gollum, feeling guilty about my feelings. And I was such an odd sort of little creature. Like, I remember, my mom's such a hippy-dippy, like, read the Red Tent, and she wanted me to have, like, a coming out party when I had my period, and invite all my lady friends, and sing and dance, and braid each other's hair, and be proud. And instead, I hid it from my mom for, like, months, for no reason, just to, like, feel shitty and Gollum-y and crouchy. And there were, like, real, actual tough things going on, but I just see a person who really got hooked on thinking everything was about as bad as it could get for a long time. And the worst of all, giving up ginormous soul alligator size bites and chunks of herself to douche nozzles. The nozzles of the douchery, you know? Very much so. Just like super undeserving dudes who fucking were the definition of shine stealers. So it's upsetting. But I thought I would just try to go through some of the content. There's so much content in here, guys, and kind of compare and contrast. And I just think it's funny. Okay, I don't even know where to start, but okay. This is little me. Look at this sweet ass 90s diary. This is 11/19. I don't know the year. And my spelling is hilarious too. I'm gonna have to like get closer to y'all so I can show you some of the spelling. Dear diary, I hope my mom and dad don't get a hold of this because there's this totally cute boy in school. Sure, I know he's in 5th grade. 5th grad is what I wrote. And I'm only in 3rd, THERD, but that's only 2 years difference. Difference. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. IES. He is to die for. Technologically, I'm trying to say technically, oh my god, words. But I am only like, I don't know, 6 here. Technologically, he's like butter. I guess someday I might marry him, guess spelled GES. Do you think so, diary? Question. I talked to my diary like a person. I think a lot of girls did that. I think that was like a universal Chiquita thing. It seems to me you gain friends and then you lose them. LOOS. I've had blank as a friend since the beginning of the year. There's a new girl named Angeline. I don't think that's a real name, so we'll call her that. I made a friend with her, and now just because I told on someone and someone else told on someone, I got in trouble and they blame it on me. Do you think that's fair, diary? That one's stupid. Anyway. Oh, this was the good one. This is the one I meant to read. Deja vus, dude. Deja vus are a normal thing to me. I have dreams about my friends moving a certain way or saying a certain thing or dancing a certain way and then seeing that exact thing. I hope I get to marry Jordan, the 5th grader. If I'm in 3rd grade and he's in 5th, then we are only 2 years apart. So when I'm 20, he'll be 22. So I should be able to marry him. Don't you think so? I'm really hung up on that. Gosh. Good shit. Oh, this was cute. This is like, I go to New Mexico and I don't know. It's just super cute that we're in beautiful grass. We're riding through some really pretty mountains and it looks like we're driving through a picture. My friend Aaron came with us. That's my Cody. And we brought stuffed animals, but they're asleep now, so we're looking at all the interesting sand dunes. We just left a nice little gas station with a full tank. This is funny to me, like, my handwriting for, like, a good year started going in this, like, certain direction, then it never was that again, but anyway. We're minutes from Santa Fe. We're riding through some life-changing wildflowers. I just saw some cactus. We went past a burnt down barn. Oh my gosh. There's many adobe houses. We're still in the car watching the sunset. We just woke up and we're getting ready to eat. Okay, we just ate. It's like you gotta give those check-ins. We found a magical male Rufus hummingbird. We were very interested. We went over to the flower and identified that it was a male. It was totally awesome. I heard the birds chirp. I heard the birds chirping. My dad's doing some manly thing under the car. We left the campsite and we're on our way to a flea market. We just got out and boy was it hot. I got a spider candle, a cool crystal ball, some coins. Aaron got canes, another crystal ball, and a medicine bag. Now we're on our way to a friend's. it just goes on. It's super cute. Oh, this is the intense part. So my best friend and I saw ghosts when we were kids. My mom's at a trading post. We hiked to a cemetery where my dad is going to make lunch for me and Aaron. We're now at the cemetery, and I'm sitting on Mike Earl Noonan's grave, and Aaron is sitting on Theo Todd Noonan's grave. Theo was Mike's dad. I found out a lot about Mike, and Aaron has found out a lot about Theo. Aaron knows that Theo died on her birthday, and she thinks that Theo died of something with his heart. She said he told her so. He only lived to be 60. I know that was Theo's son. I also know that he died on my birthday, and he only lived to be 7, and I think he may have gotten run over by a car. We left Mike and Theo and wish we could have met them in the real world, even though we did talk to them. Mike would have been 45 and Theo would have been 66. We would have been good friends. Whew, intense. So yeah, we're just talking to ghosts. There's a lot about, whatever, how much I don't feel like I fit in. And one thing that scared me or that upset me was like, I went through all this stuff and I had forgotten this memory, and it sucks when you remember something about yourself that you're like, really, self? Like, what the fuck? And you probably had let yourself off the hook about it already years ago, and then it comes back and you're like, I don't forgive you again, self. But I know that there was a time when things went so dark for me, or so I thought. You know, I hadn't really been through anything like I've been through now, but I thought that it was, I just needed some older me to come swiftly kick me in the tuchus. I have to take this off. It's, I'm getting too old for snap bracelets, guys. It's squeezing me. It's squeezing on me. Oh, I feel free. But yeah, I wish I could kick her swiftly in the booty and tell her that it's not that bad. You should have fun more and stop doing this to yourself. But there was a time that it got so yucky and dismal that I know I went through and ripped out parts of my childhood and cheery parts, and also from another childhood journal that I found, and I had like the memory of it, of just ripping these things out as though they like never happened, or I don't even know, guys. I don't know what I was trying to do. It really upsets me that I would like do that to myself. It's not cool. It's not cool, self. But that happened. So, I just had a hard time kind of processing that today and being like, that was kind of a dick thing for you to do to yourself, self. Probably you want those like cute childhood memories that are meaningful and sweet. And, I just kind of like intentionally replaced them or put the focus on the ones that were like, black hole sun, is any of this worth it? Sorry, just while I'm getting too serious, I have to also show you that it's Bart Simpson, Bart Simpson, Bart Simpson, Bart Simpson, Bart Simpson, Bart Simpson. I just like that these pants give you the opportunity to show off various boxer game. I just like it. And that's something I started doing in like 8th or 9th grade when I, like I said, stopped trying to be one of the perfect primpy sauces. I also did some pink in my hair because that's like the Kool-Aid days. I just like it. I feel lucky I had a childhood that we were putting crazy colors in our hair because of like Claire Danes and like music videos and Susie on the Road Rules Real World Challenge. Okay, throw that one back. And I don't know, it's become like everybody's a commodity now or something. It's different. It just feels different. But anyway, we're all still putting funky colors in our hair and what have you, but it came from something so pure before the internet had gotten its tight teeth around us. Anyway, so I found this one, and it's kind of crazy artwork, like scary militia cat bride and crazy cats, and like I don't know, I guess me kind of unintentionally predicting COVID, and they're like cat worshippers. Anyway, this is old school, y'all. This is from like the golden days, the golden era. So I'm just gonna spit some of it at you. I'm probably 13 something. Yeah, 13. Jerk off. Off we go. Never, never land. Landing on my feet. Foot twisting in time. 9, 10, 11. Time ticking. Ticked off the handle. Handle it. Can't. Can you? Will you? You? Is it me or them? Who's on first? No. What's on second? Second is first. Loser. Cross the finish line. Line of red to cross. Cross boundaries. Bound by ropes and chains. Chain of gold and silver. Silver new. Gold old friends. Jerk. Girl. You okay? Act. Not myself. Someone else. Or else what? What are you doing here? Hear me. A name I call myself. Tea, a drink with jam, and to hell with it. Jammed into tight spaces, space and time. Time to go. Go. Green. Envy. Look at her. Her and him. Himself. Myself. Who am I? Eyes. The window to the soul. Soul replenishing. Cleanse myself. My face. A mask. Act. Click, click, little self. Click, click. This is back when I was still trying to attempt cursive. Mine isn't very good, but it makes me very sad. They don't teach the chitlins cursive anymore. That's terrible news. I mean, come on. I just feel like youngsters now talk in emojis. They actually talk in emojis. I know some of them. I talk to these humans. And they can talk. But a lot of times they just summarize. And I don't know. I think taking cursive away was a bad idea. But what do I know? This one says, what's become of it? Everything so covered and hidden. What once was bright and alive, now shaded with wrongdoing and mockery. Despite our efforts, it all appears lost. All is not lost. This I know. But how can we sit watching this all happen? In a world where scandal and hate and betrayal concerns us more than anything? How can we sit and call ourselves the perfect society? I question our grasp of what our world really is like. We accept the world with which we are presented. How can we present it better? It goes like a roller coaster, I suppose. I feel that perchance the track is beginning to fall apart. Oppression, ethnic cleansing, people put into molds, conformed, no acceptance. My like overview of things at 13. I mean, that's crazy. God, there's so much I want to show you, but I'm skipping over things. I'm gonna fold down stuff I skipped. There's just so much. Sorry, I'm trying to get through it. Not sorry. I'm with you. You're with me. We're here. We're in my room. We're crouched. Don't tell my mom. We're crouched. 417. Love can't be trusted, and neither can I. I want to fuck everything up because it would be so much better than sitting here over and over again. Yeah. I don't know. That one's pretty intense. Yeah, that one's pretty intense. This one's like a summary of the intensity. This is a real to-do list, and I had dozens of them. I mean, whole notebooks of them. Lose 10 pounds. Tone entire body. Very long walks with weights. Lunges around the neighborhood. 2 days in from book. I don't know what that means. Tan body. 1 month pass. Sexy up. Get rid of pimples, cellulite, flab, bumps. Change your hair. And then I think a year or two later wrote a response note to myself that says, fuck you, you dumbass. You want love? Then all this doesn't matter. I'm like, stop being mean to yourself. It's a waste of your time, says future me. Hi, Chihuahua. Yeah, I'm just such a youngin' here. I'm such a little. This world is what it is to me at this very moment, because who can say that my perspective isn't the absolute reality? This world is a horribly intoxicating mixed drink of flashing images of sex, false truth, color, starving children, religious hypocrisy, $1,000,000 perfection, hype, and human facades. I can't keep up with my lack of impact or power. I'm lagging behind my own sense of inadequacy. I feel like a word in someone's huge dictionary and they will probably never even look up my meaning. I wish someone would just stop me from thinking so much that I don't have to search anymore. I'm convinced that there may possibly be no meaning to it all. I'm sick of the analytical side of my mind. At 2 a.m., my 2 a.m. fights with myself and my unsatisfied heart and my hopeless romanticism and my fear of death and every corner that is slightly dark at all and my lack of love where it should be and my overabundance of it where it is not returned and my hatred for all that I don't even understand and my poetry and sorry excuse for a scar. I'm just sick to my stomach with not having wild passion for every day of my life. I guess by here I was about 16. This skipped a few. I'd been through a couple more things at that point. But these are still lists of what I need to change about myself. Still on that kick. This was a quote from my dad I thought was really quite beautiful. A little inspo, a little teeny beanie me inspo. If you took the greatest technology that man could make, the biggest computer in the world, capable of 1 billion calculations a second, it would still be 1 billion times inferior to one pleasant thought in the mind. And then I had a little Zen quote inspired by that one that I said, people's thoughts are infinitely more beautiful than their actions. That's kind of my snarky, like, I don't know. Yeah, just so mad all the time. Oh my gosh. It's just so, that one's really good. It's quite long. I'm trying to jump through time and space to make a point, but I did like this one though. I think that you can tell a lot about a person by what they think and how they act in the shower. Honestly, I believe that this aspect of my life is a large connection to my personality and my mind. I think first of the pictures that I see in the shell tiling of the shower walls, the characters, the infinite worlds I've seen there, and the stories I've created with them. This leads me to an analysis of my thought patterns, the complexity of my creativity, and the jagged puzzle pieces that I try desperately to fit together in life. I think of the shower scum at the bottom of the tile that has been there since we moved in, and what my children will think of the shower scum, and what sort of shower I will be able to provide them with my money or lack of money. I think that money does not matter as water washes over me and makes me beautifully vulnerable and awake. I think of my body, the changes that it's gone through, my frame, which used to be more like a stick figure with dreams, making most of its weight, my legs that used to be able to run and jump and spin everywhere, now thicker, tired, weighed down, my stomach grown over the years, I'm crazy writing this, shrunken by my own securities, my breasts too small for me to appreciate, but delicate and somehow defining me underneath the streaming water. My arms scarred by pain and experience, and my face a surface that is easier to ignore while naked, an image that I have scrutinized and hated for as long as I can remember. I think about my red painted toenails, and I hope with all my heart that when I'm 80 or 100, I will still have the drive and passion to paint them red. I think of small imperfections, bumps and abrasions that I try violently to scrape away, and I know everyone has bumps and abrasions and imperfections, except for the computer touch pictures of women in magazines. I think about my bruises, throwing myself into life, unique markings, mystery of having a bruise on my left knee in the shape of my initials. A birthmark that looks like a stingray. How did that come to be? I think of shower routines, how it is that people make themselves look the way they look, how often women or men shave, the amount of time wasted on details. I think of those who masturbate in the shower and those who simply clean their private areas quickly and thoroughly, hoping that they aren't any secret cameras in outer space filming them in their moment of exposure and weakness. I think of how incredible it is to stick my head under the water, how lucky that is to let the world pelt my eyelids and run down the drain. It's like some kind of drug or therapy. I think of what it would be like to take a shower with someone, how wonderfully and horrible it would be, the intimacy of that, the bridges, passion with ordinariness, lust with insecurity. I think of my hands running through my hair and try to remember what that was like in the past. Was it more awe-inspiring or fun in my youth? And how mediocre will I allow it to become as I age and grow too comfortable with myself and my own hair follicles to notice? I think of taking baths as a little girl. The fact that it wasn't really important to be clean, but it was a ritual to enjoy the bubbles and the possibilities of the water. Cruise ship captain, surfer, mermaid, all of it. I want more possibility for my life and my bathing. I think of singing in the shower, repeating the same 3 lines of Aretha Franklin's Respect because that was the only 3 lines I knew at the time, and not caring. The numerous songs I've written, the riveting musicals that I've composed and forgotten through the inspiration of actually sounding good. I think also of the inner monologues that I've come up with, like this one, the undistracted thoughts that I have had and said. Someday I'll put that in a movie. I step out of the shower and relish in the warmth generated from my way too hot water, and I dry myself off. The steam lifts, and suddenly I'm real again, cold and less magnificent somehow in my towel. I bravely face what I know as the world outside of the shower, and look back longingly at the theater of sweet shampoo, great performances, heartfelt ballads, cleansing releases, and utter perfection. Still feel the same way about the shower. Anyway, there's a lot more in there. I just, here's where it got a little tough. So by the time I get to high school, things are pretty bleak. Things are, a little scary, I guess. A little scary. Some of it I read back and I was like, I guess I sort of had done the healing or, done the forgiving of myself to be like, not carrying around a lot of memories that I was having this hard a time, I guess. It was just a little weird. But I remember it all. I mean, it was definitely tough to get through. I feel like I have to give you one last really good shot of this and then get it out of my way because it's like, I feel like I need to be with you. You know what I mean. We need to be together because we're dealing with sensitive topics. I'm letting you in. I'm letting you people in. I also had a few pictures that were like show and tell of these various phases because like that's me and my best friend as littles and we're just straight riding off into the sunset. Like I don't know, we always matched and we didn't plan it. We always buy the same things and don't plan it. But that shit was really pure right there. And then we got a little older and a little more awkward. That awkward phase. Again, these are things we both bought at the mall and didn't realize and matched on the same day. Swear, not making this up. No planning, just pa-pow. Easter. That's how we do. Bangs were worse, but our hearts were more pure. Now we start getting into here we are kind of feeling pretty anti. I got that chippy purple nail polish. We're both kind of making that face like, Christmas. We're full of angst, please. I mean, the me and Cody pictures could take up the entire evening, and they will one of these nights. It'll just be the her and I story, because that's hours and hours and hours of beautiful content. Just, yeah, that's my homie. But that's us in high school. These little ceramic Easter bunnies. We had this bitchin' party for Easter. Another Easter. I didn't even know I pulled 2 Easters. But we had this bitchin' party where we bought like a bunch of Easter ceramics from the dollar store and then had everyone up to her house up in the mountains, and we were standing on top of my 80s mom Volvo, red rockin' Volvo, and we were playing the Roots, Still Get Down to this song like a mofo, and we were doing I push my seat in her bush for life is gonna work because I'm pushing it right. Mary, drop my baby girl tonight. I will name her rock and roll. Oh, break it down, down to me. Anyway, I could go on. But we did that song, and we were on top of my Volvo smashing these Easter figurines and being kind of like the chicks of the party, right? Like, we owned it in that moment. But yeah, this was when we got the little bunnies. But, things just got more and more angsty. But it's unfortunate because the pictures tell such a great story. But I know, thinking back, that we were wasting a whole lot of time back then being very depressed. And it always troubled me, like in junior high, people would ask me all the time, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And one of my notorious tales of being alive is like I was so bullied in junior high, so bullied, and called the girl with the dick, and I've told you some of this stuff, but I dealt with it by writing some poetry, and it's some of the poems in here, and it's clearly poignant, or it's pointed at society, but none of it is like heinous, dark, it was commentary, but it was obviously intelligent. I decided to go through a combat boot phase. I was in a very deep combat boot phase right before Columbine happened, so they targeted me and would constantly bring me in the office being like, are you going to blow up the school? Just because I wore combat boots and wrote poetry. And I know, it's like anything else. It was a relatively new concept at that time, so it like lit this fire, and all of my mediators and teachers were, a vast majority of them were extremely uptight and religious and conservative. So I had this perfect target on my back. And as I have bemoaned, I could have really been somebody in the school system if I had been not so shut down and afraid. But anywho, it was just writing poetry, and I put it on some of the lockers. I was trying to get people woke before anyone ever said the word woke, I just wanted people to think about themselves and look at themselves a little, and for us to take some ownership for meanness in the world, and why does that exist, and look within yourself and change that. And it just kind of blew up as an experiment, because I was made an example of, even though I'm like a total, in my heart, bro, just have a conversation with me and you'll know, homie. But anyway, they didn't know, so they wasted a lot of my time being in the office trying to explain myself. Anywho, lessons on being different. Oh, and then the PSA that I wanted to kind of shout out, this was important to me, because I get fixated. I swear to you, I don't plan a lot of what I'm going to say, and then, like, any, person who lashes out at themselves too often would do, I think back on everything I said, and I'm like, was that cool? Was that lame? Should I have done that? Should I have sung that? I hit that note wrong. Obviously, I just go through all of it, and I critique each eye blink, like, bitch, you shouldn't have blinked like that. But I want to say the PSA that truly, I believe what my dad says, everything in moderation, including moderation. And I have praised the Mary Jane much. I have spoken well of the green medicine, and I do have a spiritual, emotional connection with her. And I want to say that without a deep love of cinema from the past, acting, my thespianism, if you will, and Mary J., I would have been a much more down, deep, dark, down, depressed, maladjusted individual. I promise you. I guarantee, just even after reviewing some of this, which I'm not going to get to most of this, but we'll dabble, things would have been very bleak for me. That's all I'm gonna tell you, that those things helped me. Now, in reflection, I was in a group in high school that went and gave anti-drug talks. Do I feel like a hypocrite about that? Not even slightly. You know why? I'll tell you. Because I don't believe you should smoke weed until your brain is fully formed, and I mean that. I regret smoking it as early as I did. It was a trade-off. It was a balance, because the anxiety was so fucking crippling. So crippling. Some of the things I wrote about myself, it's just like, whoa, I really needed that edge off badly, and I could handle it. I didn't abuse it, and I am a person who's deathly allergic to alcohol, so I've never had that to crutch on. I tried to force it in high school, puked on a lot of things, nearly died a few times, learned the lesson well, and have never had alcohol again. I haven't had alcohol in, God, over fucking 17 years, probably. So 15, 16 years, and that's like, no, I guess, okay, so it was AMDA. I had some champagne at AMDA. But yeah, I haven't touched the stuff. And I do think that there are some people who can't handle stimulation, that shouldn't mess with any stimulation. But for me, it has been a tool and a guide. And why I don't regret being in this group and talking to kids is that I don't believe you should smoke any herbage until you like know who you are, and that takes a long time, and even I did it too early, I can admit that. But you know, high school would have been fucking unbearable without it, like actually not able to bear it, and that's facts. But I was a better actor than any of the like young life country club kids in my group. Facts. And I got to some of those kids. I know I did. And I had real conversations with them. And I absolutely stand by what I say. Just because I feel like I've done it in a respectful and honorable, and it is always a ceremonial. Always a ceremony. Just because I've been able to do that doesn't mean I think like that I would want, if I had children, that I would want them doing it at the age I was. And nor do I think it's good or right. And you should really let your brain cells grow. And I would preach that, and I would advise it to anyone. So I don't feel hypocritical, because I think that I've honored the plant for who she is and what she's been able to offer to me. And she's produced some mighty fine mind unwinding. Mighty fine. So yeah, I don't take that back. And I just wanted to say that as a like, it can't all be one way. Everybody has a different way. And I definitely don't think this, you know, magic bean is for everyone, or nor is this mushroom from Alice in Wonderland for everyone. Like we all have limits. We all have spheres of things we can and can't or should or shouldn't handle or dabble in. And for me, I always did it in a very reverent way where it was guiding me. I mean, I got a little buck wild. I definitely got buck wild in some instances. I won't negate that. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw out that PSA that it's like, no, you shouldn't smoke, children. Don't be smoking nothing. Especially not the vapes. Like, goodness gracious. If I did have kids who were teenagers and they were trying to be like weed or vape, I'd be like, bitch, slap that vape out your hand. Don't touch that shit. That's robot poison. You for real? Ugh. Bleh. Don't do that. Anywho, this was from high school. What are we at? Oh my god, it's so long, you guys. It's so long. Well, I'm just going to give you the teaser that the opening page is extensions of my pain, delight, temptation, impulse, fear, leaps and bounds, contradictions, pity, self-loathing, madness, dramatic flair, mediocrity, love, or some things close. And they're written in cool pen colors. Gosh, I sure wish that I didn't know. I didn't know we dove in so much. But I guess we sunk our teeth into a few earthly delights and thinky thoughts and whatnots. So, holy bajumble bumblebee tuna. I just can't believe it. We'll have to do a part 2 of this because we're in it, y'all. We're deep in the time loop. So, 42? Could it be true? 42? My, what it do? Okay. Well, so there you have it. Try me next time, tomorrow, on Teal's the Real Deal. I really wish I could have dove into more of this with ya. But, hey, at least... Oh, I did want to show you that one picture, though. Damn the man. At least we'll get this one thing in, because it has to all tie together. I wrote a poem about the deep metaphors of all the pink glitter spilling and the stars spilling, and how it was really like life. So, got lots of love for you. Feel the glitter, spill the glitter in great pools, splash your toes around in it, and join me again